ladies and gentlemen, to the first episode, the very first episode of the Accountability Report, where we fact check information, react to content to find the truth, expose the lies, the manipulation, and educate the YouTube community on possible deception and manipulation. We bring you FumiDesaluVoid. That's right. We're going to react to this video that she published on her platform. And on this first episode of the Accountability Report, episode 1, I want to start this episode off right. So welcome to the stream, guys. We're focusing on accountability, fact-checking, and doing the research to find out, are YouTubers speaking the truth? Are they putting out fake content or real content? Because as viewers, we want your experience when you come to YouTube to be authentic. Unfortunately, a lot of content creators don't feel the same way. What they're doing now on social media, and I hate to be the bearer of bad news, at the same time, I don't want you to be deceived. What most content creators are doing today, they are making content based off of AI videos, fake stories, and they're trying to spin it to be a voice for the people. Now, if you watched my last live stream, you would have heard me mention that FumiDesaluVoid don't make no videos about women in Africa. Put a 1 if you heard that. Because in my video, I talked about how she don't make videos about, helping women that are in Africa. She's always talking about the American Black woman. So what Fumi did, because he watched my videos, she tried to release this particular video right here. That's right. She released this video based on the thumbnail that you can see. Let me fix it up for you. That's the video she put out. It says, "I'm expecting a baby, and so is my husband's mistress." Now, what that's designed to do is make you believe that she got a wonderful story about a woman and a mistress of a husband. So now, first thing first, this is AI. AI, the background is AI generated. So off the rip, the whole thumbnail, 100% fake, right? This story that she published, guys, is 100% AI. It is not a real story. And what we're wanting to do in this particular episode of the Accountability Report is to share our commentary and criticism about the dangers of manipulating viewers with fake stories. All right? So as you come in, guys, be sure to hit the like button. We got a lot to talk about. So we're going to play her video. And keep in mind, for those of you that are viewing, about 2 weeks ago, that woman filed 3 false copyright claims trying to destroy my YouTube platform because I was sharing commentary and criticism about misleading information that she put out into the YouTube community. Unfortunately for her, all of my videos that she flagged are back on YouTube. And because of that, I know that she's not happy. But that's what happens when you lie. So now we're going to hold her accountable by exercising our rights under fair use by reacting to her videos for the purposes of commentary and criticism to educate the YouTube community. And that's what I intend to do. So as you can see, this is my wonderful thumbnail. Fact check, fake story, AI exposed. Let's begin the show, guys, by going to her video, because I did all the research. I went to the source platform where she got the AI video from, and not only do I got the AI video that she used to put out a fake story, but I also gathered more evidence from the very platform that proves that FumiDesaluVoid is using AI content with fake stories to manipulate women so that it could appear as if though she's giving you advice, like woman to woman advice. But the story she's using, it's AI generated. It's fake material. And as women, the last thing you want to listen to is a fake story, and then somebody's acting like they're giving you woman to woman advice. And they're only doing it because they're trying to prove something to people, that they're helping their African sisters, when really they're not. So now, as you come into the building, guys, be sure to hit the like button with a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and interact in the live chat, right? I got a lot of work to do. This is a full breakdown video analysis of what's going on. We do live reactions. Our reactions are live. I want you guys to see me live, and I can interact with the viewers so we can do what we need to do. All right, shout out to Caramel Kimmy Kim. See you in the building. Salute to everybody showing up to the show. Yeah, man, it's a lot of stuff that we got to do here, guys. Let me see. Somebody said accountability. What is that? Too many people are selling to sell their whatever. I don't know what you're talking about. You got to check your grammar or something. I don't know what's on your mind. Anyway, let's get to the content. Let's do what we came here to do, guys. So this is her video beginning here. Let me get the volume set up so we can break down this video, do a full video analysis of what's going on here. So again, what exactly is going on? FumiDesaluVoid decided to publish a video to make herself appear as if though she's given African women advice. And what I've discovered in looking at this content is that the content is not authentic. It's inauthentic content. It's not real. And I don't believe that viewers should be subject to fake content. If you're watching something, it should be real. So the first thing that we have to look at before we jump into this video, guys, is her video title, right? So let's look at that. The video title says, "My husband's mistress is pregnant and now lives with us now. I also found out that I'm pregnant." So that's designed to sound like a juicy story to tell the people. Her video already generated 10,000 views, and those views were generated off of a lie. And that's the problem with social media now, is that content creators are not being truthful with their viewers. So now let's get into the content, guys. Again, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. If you are new, tell a friend. Let's get into this.
Hello, my darling Fumi Nation. How are you? How are we, baby? The t-shirts are back. The t-shirts are back. I'm living and loving. I got the blue.
You see what I mean? She starts her video to sell shirts.
For you, baby. What is delayed is what is not denied. And I am the happiest, and I am the most grateful, and I am the most rounded and most centered. I just love this stage of my life at the grand old age of 57. Drop it down in the comment section how you're feeling. Drop down your ages. I love to do that. I love to encourage you guys. because it's turned out that my later life was really the best. I am really living my life, living my best life right now. And I want to encourage you girls that are 22, 23, 25, 30, 45.
Do you see her target audience? Her target audience is that demographic of women where she tries to manipulate them and make herself out to be like a mother to you ladies. I'm here to warn you. Be mindful that she's not who she claimed to be. That very same individual false flagged my YouTube channel with 3 copyright strikes trying to get me off YouTube because I'm sharing commentary and criticism in regards to the Ashley Janae case. So now what we're doing is we're fact checking her content to see if it's pretty much real or fake. We want to find out if it's authentic, real content that she's delivering to the viewers, or she's making up stuff by using fake material to generate views that are not real. Let's go.
Change your career if you're not happy. Change the city that you live in if you're not happy. Do not stay in any relationship if you are not embraced. Because, baby, you got to go where you are where you are loved. What is delayed is not denied.
So she's saying all of that to prepare the lie for the viewer. All the stuff that she said is to prepare you for the AI video that she's about to feed you. Let's go.
And 90% of the time, you are protected. You might look at it and think all of your friends are bypassing you. All of us are different. We are all going to go to our maker at different years. I've lost friends, school friends now, who have passed away 15 years ago, 20 years ago, 30 years ago.
Everything she's saying doesn't make any sense. At the end of the day, what you have to understand about life is that when you're in high school, 99.9% of the people that you were in high school with, you will never see again. All of the people you grew up with will move on. Some will die. Some will end up in prison. It's just that simple.
Don't compare yourself to nobody. Always look at them as inspiration. Leave it at that. Something doesn't work out. That's okay. Not now, maybe better later. All right. So why are we here? I'll tell you why we are here. Because this is all sister to sister out here in these in these wonderful streets. I think it's on my computer. Yeah. It's called what? It's called love and support. Okay.
Let me explain how this works for Jet 888. He says, and it's AI who removes our content when others flag it, even though the flagging is wrong. Let me explain how this thing works. YouTube is not the judge in a case that deals with copyrights. YouTube is a platform that is in business to make money. When a content creator flags your video for copyright infringement, YouTube don't want to be held liable for any liability. So their system will automatically remove your video. That's normal practice because YouTube is a business and they're judging the situation that you are telling the truth. So being that you filed the copyright claim, they're banking on the fact that you're being honest and not committing perjury by swearing that said individual infringed your copyright. So when they remove your video, you have the opportunity to counter the false copyright claim. Some people don't do anything about it and they just get a strike on their channel because they don't know their rights. I do know my rights. I've been on YouTube since 2006. So when Fumi filed her claims, all I did was counter the claim. And when I countered the claim, she got to now prove with an actual court order, a legal document, that I actually infringed a copyright. Watch this, that she don't even have. So the burden of proof is on her. Number one, she have to have a copyright. Number two, she have to have a document that there is a court order judgment against me. No court is going to grant her a judgment against me when my videos is in line with fair use. So this is why when she false flagged my videos, I sent her an email and let her know just remove the copyright claims, because when I file my counter notice, the videos are going to be restored anyway. And then I'm going to make content focusing on accountability with you. She didn't want to remove the copyrights. So now the videos have been restored. Do you understand? So it's not that YouTube is doing anything wrong. YouTube is just doing what they're supposed to do. The process was handled. I came out victorious. She lost. And now accountability is at hand. Let's get back to the content. Hit the like button.
So listen to her story, okay? I have been married to my husband, Jude, for 3 years. We were living peacefully until 2 weeks ago. I came back from the market and saw a young girl, maybe 23 years old, sitting in my parlor. She was eating my food and using my remote to change the TV channel. Before I could even drop my bag, her mother walked out of my guest room with her boxes. The mother looked at me and told me not to shout. She said her daughter is 1 month pregnant for my husband. She told me that since Jude is the father, her daughter will stay here until she gives birth. She even warned me that if I touch the girl, I am touching the baby. I looked at Jude and he could not look me in the eye. He just bowed his head. He told me it was a mistake and he cannot send a pregnant woman into the streets because her parents have already disowned her. The disrespect is too much. This girl, blessing, does not greet me at all. If I say good morning, she will just hiss and turn her head. She is wearing my clothes. I will wash my favorite wrapper and hang it outside. And the next thing I know, blessing is tying it around her waist. She's using my towel. I told her to stop, but she told me that my husband said everything in the house belonged to him. She said since she is carrying his child, my things also belong to her. 2 days ago, I found her lying on my marriage bed, rubbing her stomach and laughing. When I shouted, my husband told me to cool down. It just gave me money to buy a new bed sheet. I am asking myself, is it money I want or is it my respect? Now the biggest problem is I am also pregnant. I am 2 months gone. I have not told my husband yet because I am so angry and heartbroken. I am supposed to travel next week to start my studies at university. If I go to school, I will leave this girl alone in my house with my husband. She will take over my kitchen, my room, and my man completely. But if I stay to fight for my house, I will lose my chance to go to school and better my life. My heart is heavy. Now I don't really know if I should tell my husband I am also pregnant so he can see that I am also special. Or do I go to school and leave my house for this girl to take over? Or I should just pack my bags and leave this marriage entirely? Please help a sister. Advise and guide me through this. I don't want to lose my mind.
Now, I wanted it to play in its entirety so that you guys can hear it for what it is. That is an AI voice. That is an AI generated voice in what appears to be an African accent, Nigerian. And it is 100% fake. And FumiDesaluVoid is using that. And she posted the Instagram handle. So what I did is I went to the Instagram and I looked at the bio, and it talks about how they just make stories. And the crazy thing is, you see a woman that appears like she's cooking, and she's not talking, she's not speaking. You just see her cooking, but then there's a voiceover sharing a story. What I did in my due diligence and my research when I investigate stories and I hold YouTubers accountable or hold individuals accountable is I looked through all the evidence. And what I discovered will shock you. The very same Instagram platform have multiple videos where said individual is using a voiceover app via AI to tell fake stories. In one video, it says that she was married for 13 years or known each other for 13 years. Another video says she only known the person for 9 years or was married 9 years. Another one suggests that she just got pregnant and she don't know what to do because she want to go to school. And it's like each video is given a different story and it doesn't even make any sense. And then when I looked at the dates in which when everything was posted, it was all posted within the same year. So when you put all of that together, you're dealing with AI generated content. And what we're trying to do here at Ringo TV Reaction is actually hold the YouTuber FumiDesaluVoid accountable for publishing AI content as if though it is real. And I think that's very misleading to the public. If anything, she should have a disclaimer on her video that said content is AI generated and she just want to share her thoughts about it, even though it's AI. That way, you, the listener, would know that you're listening to a fake story and you have the option to just not even view. Because I don't know why would anybody want to view a fake story that is generated by AI. That doesn't make any sense. So it is what it is. Let me read this last comment here. I saw a comment earlier. Want to make sure I read this. So the same person who told me about the copyright things with YouTube says, no, that's the wrong comment. Let me see. There was another one. You said, I've had people flag my videos, even though the subject was a public servant in public. In the course of his duties, I fought it, still wasn't returned. I too have been on YouTube since 2006. Well, the difference between you and me is that I actually know what to do when it comes to filing a counter notice. Maybe you don't know what you're supposed to do. Number one, you have to be adding commentary and criticism to your videos. You see, like what I'm doing, I am reacting to a video where the video plays. I pause the video, I share my commentary, let the video play, pause, share my commentary. That is called a reaction video with commentary and criticism, which is for the purpose of news reporting, scholarship, comedy, parody, you name it. If you just re-upload a video on your platform and just call it, fair use, your video is going to fall in line with being a copyright infringement because there is no transformative content. You didn't speak. You didn't, assuming you didn't speak because I don't know the details of your situation. But if you properly filed a counter notice the right way and you're within guidelines in terms of YouTube's terms of service, and your video adds substantial transformative value, then there is no reason that YouTube would not restore your video. So that means that you file a counter notice in bad faith. You probably didn't fill it out properly. You did something wrong, because I've been through copyright complaints from YouTubers for many, many years, and every counter notice I file, all my videos are always returned because I understand the law and I'm within rights. This woman had almost 1 million subscribers and don't even know what fair use is. She lied to YouTube and misled them. That shows a lack of integrity. And once a person lacks integrity, it means that they're very divisive, very manipulative. So after further investigation of her content, I've discovered that there's a lot of inconsistencies and a lot of deceptive practices that are in the works. So once I saw this video uploaded, I knew that I had to do my job in basically starting a series, the accountability report, in order to get the listener to distinguish between real and fake, to kind of hold YouTubers accountable, hold individuals accountable based on the content that they're publishing, because I'm tired of the fact that AI has taken over social media and people are being deceived left and right. Most of you won't even know what is real from fake if I don't even make a video to show you. It's like it's really, really bad right now. Just look at the situation that happened with Ashley Janae and Joe McCann, where somebody put out a fake video alleging they were in a hotel running around butt naked. The whole video was AI generated. And pretty much it's actually a fake video. Excuse me. It's actually a fake video that was created by a group that is on Instagram, because I did even further investigation on the video. It's 100% fake. It was put together and it was made to be a video about a woman who stole a watch from some rich guy. And the video was originally posted on an Instagram page. Later, it went to Facebook, then to Twitter, primarily X, as we call it today. And people took that video and they made it out to be a video about Ashley and Joe. And I was the first YouTuber to unlock the fact that it's a fake video. And people were angry with me for doing that because I was messing up their YouTube money, because they wanted to further deceive the viewer. We believe in accountability. We believe in having integrity when you speak to the listener. Unfortunately for her, she's not really speaking to the listener to be truthful, as you will see right now.
My beautiful African daughter, my beautiful African baby sister.
Do you see what she just did right there? Remember, I told you guys in my last live stream that I did, I was like, why Fumi don't make videos about African women? Now look at what she's doing. She wants you to believe that she's speaking to her African sisters now. Not the American black women, but her African sisters. Let's hear what she got to say.
My beautiful African daughter, my beautiful African baby sister.
So she says that the woman in question is her daughter, now her little sister. Do you see what she's doing? She wants to be the mother of said individuals. Keep in mind, the woman that was in the video is a grown woman, not her daughter. The woman is literally probably old enough to be her age too. But again, her job is to manipulate the listener into thinking that she's about to give you some sound advice.
You don't have a marriage. From the second that girl entered your house, your marriage was over, because that was when you found out. That is one. You're not fighting for anything. There's nothing to fight for. The man is useless. The man doesn't respect you.
Now keep in mind, this video is AI generated. The voice is AI generated. And we're dealing with women that are in Africa. And what you have to understand that in Africa, based on their traditions and their beliefs, an African man can have multiple wives. All African women know this. But what Fumi is doing is she's speaking to an AI situation as if though the man is trash, the man is no good, she needs to leave the man. She's speaking to the African woman as she would an American woman who practices monogamy or believes that a man is supposed to only be with her and have no other woman besides her. But it gets even worse as we go.
There's nothing to fight for. The man is useless. The man doesn't respect you. The man is sleeping around without any protection.
Again, she don't know the man, she don't know the woman, and it's AI generated. Once you understand that, why would she be saying the man is sleeping around with no protection and doing this and doing that? No accountability on the woman's part. Her focus is to try to make women get upset with men.
Introduction of diseases. This resulted in a pregnancy.
Now, keep in mind, guys, just in case you don't know, FumiDesaluVoid is actually married to a white man, not an African man, a white man. FumiDesaluVoid got married to a man in 1 week, guys. That's right. Based on her own words, she got basically hooked up with the man in 1 week. 1 week. She's not in a position to talk about a man having diseases or sleeping around when she got with a white man in 1 week. This is by her own words. We're going to do a separate video about that situation. We're going to teach young ladies the importance of not getting married to a man in 1 week. It's insane. It doesn't even make any sense. Yes, 1 week. And I have the receipts. I have the video downloaded and prepared to do another stream. I might do it as a pre-uploaded video and just post it as a premiere. It all depends. But we got to put that out there as well. Like, she got married to a white man in 1 week. And I think that, in my opinion, that's kind of disturbing. to say the least, to just get with somebody. You only known them for 1 week, and already you see them as a mate that you need to be with. Like it's like desperation almost. But we're gonna talk about that in another video. Let's get back to the content. Make sure you hit the like button, guys. If you're new to the platform, be sure to subscribe. Let's go.
Introduction of diseases. This resulted in a pregnancy. But who's to say that he's not going to continue doing this? Again, none of your business. You've only been married 3 years. Just chuck it down as a very bad investment.
Now, she said that she only been married 3 years, right? That's what Fumi said, right? Fumi just said that the woman only been married for 3 years, right? Watch this, guys. Watch this. This is how we debunk the lies that are published on YouTube. This is why YouTubers are afraid of Ringo TV, because we actually do the research. So now this is the video that is from Instagram. I put together 3 videos together in one because I want you guys to actually see and understand how FumiDesaluVoid misleads her viewers with fake content. So now this is the video that she was listening to, right? So now before we get back into that video, let's go and listen to a segment of another video so that we can all put this puzzle together. So let me fast forward this, right? Let's see what we got. Yeah, let me fast forward this. Okay, here we go. Watch this, guys. Now, she said that the woman was married for 3 years, right? Okay, on the screen, let me do this. Give me a minute. Give me a minute, guys. I'll be right back. I'm right here. I'm just doing some stuff on the computer, right? Let me get this receipt so I can show you the facts, because I believe in showing facts and evidence to substantiate all the claims and everything that I put out there, guys. Very, very important to do. So now let's see. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Okay, here go the receipt. Okay, let me put this on the screen so you guys can see this, right? I should get that other receipt too. So let me do that while I'm at it. Let me get that other receipt because I want to make sure that we have everything intact so that we can process all this evidence to find out, is she promoting the truth or is she publishing lies, guys? We want to know the truth. So let me set this up. Okay. All right. Let me get back on camera, guys. All right. We're back. Now, let's look at some of this evidence that we have here. So now this is the video that she used here. Let me move that. I don't want that. I think this is the one. Well, we'll use this too, because we're going to check that video out as well, right? This is what I wanted here. This is another video. Hold on, wait a minute. This is another video that is on the very Instagram that Fumi got the video from. Now, I'm going to read it first, then I'm going to flip it so you can see it for yourself, because you have to know that when you're using an iPhone to live stream, it gives you the mirror effect. That's why the live sign is reversed, right? So I would have to flip the orientation of the message like this in order for you to see it on the screen. But being that I got to read it, I got to flip it, but I could read it right on the screen, to be honest with you. I could look at my cell phone and I could still see it, right? So I'll just keep it like this. So now you see the actual Instagram where she got the information from, right? So now let me do this so I can show you the date, times, and stamp. As you can see, this was published March 7th. That's when this was made, right? So now, before we get into that, let me do this. Let me do this, right? This is another one here. Let me do all 3 of them. I'm going to do all 3 so that we could put this whole puzzle together, guys. Because I'm not playing any games. This is a very, very serious issue. And I want to make sure that everybody's on point when we do this work. So I got to make sure that I'm doing my job correctly, right? So let me get all the date, times, and stamps correct so that we could do what we need to do, all right? All right. Now, this particular post here is another video, right? We're going to look at this one. I want you to see it's the same person, right? Let me flip the screen so you see everything. And make sure you're paying attention, guys. Follow what I'm talking about so you're not lost in the shuffle. I do live reactions, live research so that you guys can see the truth. Now, as you can see, based on the text, it says, the person says 13 years later, and I feel like a stranger in my own marriage. 13 years later. But I thought she was married for 3 years. Do you see that, guys? Now, let me take that off the screen. Now watch this. Watch this now. Same page, different story. It says, my husband refused to legalize our marriage for 9 years. You see that? You see what's going on? Now that I'm being transferred to Texas, now keep in mind, this is a Nigerian person making these videos, but they're being transferred to Texas. All right? Being transferred to Texas, he suddenly wants us to go to the courthouse. Does that sound like America? No. Says, I refuse. And now he's telling me, what he's telling me, that I'm a bad wife, right? It says, am I wrong for giving him the same answer he gave me for years? What's your honest opinion? And then you have a bunch of tags, and people are deceived. They come in there, please forgive him. Don't hold on to. People are just lost. They don't even understand what's going on. But now let me do this so I can show you the dates, right? Let's show you. So again, this is another video. We're going to look at that, but I want to show you the dates so you can know when this was uploaded, right? Let me see. Where is that date? Where is the date? I hope I have it here. Okay. March 7th, right? So this one was uploaded March 7th, right? Now, this is the video that Fumi used right here. This video. This was uploaded March 26th, right? Let me flip this around so you guys can see that as well, right? So this is the video that Fumi is using for her video, right? Misleading people. It says, I came home and found my husband's pregnant side chick already moved in. Now she's wearing my clothes, sleeping on my bed, and acting like I don't exist. Plot twist, I'm pregnant too, and he doesn't know. Do I stay, fight, or leave? This is a fake story. This is 100% AI generated fake script, and FumiDesaluVoid is using this to publish on YouTube as if though it's a real story, guys. When it was posted, let's go to the date, like I told you. Okay, March 28th. That's when that was posted. March 28th, right? So now we got that. Let's look at the other receipt. I believe this was the one here. March 7th is when this one was posted, right? My husband ignores me, but another man wants me. These are all fake AI generated stories. And I want to get into all of that so that the YouTube community will know that the video Fumi put out there is extremely misleading, guys. Extremely misleading. So now watch this. Listen to this, guys.
Pregnant 9 years ago when I was dating my current husband, and the question of marriage came up. I wasn't working at the time. He told my family and me that he didn't want to have a civil marriage without giving a reason. My parents tried to talk to him. I cried. I begged him several times to legalize our marriage, but he strongly refused to go to the courthouse. I even involved his family members to help convince him, but they said he was old enough to make his own decision.
He also refused to have a religious marriage because my church require a civil marriage certificate, so we only had a traditional marriage. Later, I got tired and gave up. I was hurt and broken, but I decided to stay with him just to avoid the shame for me and my family for having a child out of wedlock. My father was angry and disappointed in him, but it didn't bother him. Because of this, my father swore to make me an independent and accomplished woman, with or without him. After the birth of my baby, my father helped me get a job at a multinational company, and things started to improve for me. I could now take care of myself and secure my future. Even though I married my husband, I never truly forgave him. It led me to not put anything in his name. We now have 3 children together, but all my assets are in my children's name. I never even designated him as my official next of kin. Last month, my company decided to transfer me to a branch in Texas, and they are willing to pay for my whole family to move with me. My husband's business is not doing well, so he also wants to move, but we have no legal certificates proving we are married. Now he wants us to go to the courthouse to legalize our marriage, and I said no. My father even threatened to disown me if I agreed to go to the courthouse with him. He introduces me everywhere as a bad wife who is not loyal to her husband, and he also speaks poorly of my family. His family members calls me to try to convince me, but I told them that I am old enough to make my own decisions, and I remain firm, just as he did with me 9 years ago. I need advice, please.
You see that? This is all AI generated voiceovers. This is not real content. That's synthetic content. And FumiDesaluVoid is using a platform that makes AI videos. That woman is not talking on camera. She's busy cooking while a voice is playing. That's called AI slop. That's not real content, guys. Right? That's not real. So now let's go back to Fumi's video and watch how she said they were married for 3 years. I showed you guys, one video says they were married for 13 years. Another video said they were married for 9 years. She's saying they were married for 3 years. Let's go. Let me see. Ringo TV, can you please do a commentary on Tyrone Davis Jr. case? You guys have to send me this information on Instagram. When you post that in the live chat, I'm not going to remember. You have to send me information on Instagram. That way it is basically in a file where I can go back and say, okay, this person sent me this. In the live chat, I'm not going to remember. I can even repeat it now. I'm not going to remember you even said that. Just being honest. People got to send me the information and use the proper channels.
Diseases. This resulted in a pregnancy. But who's to say that he's not going to continue doing this? Again, none of your business. You've only been married 3 years. Just chuck it down.
See, what you guys may not understand is that all of the cooking is AI. That's what I'm trying to show you. All of the cooking is AI. Nobody just sits there every day cooking all day. You understand what I mean? Nobody does that. Nobody does that. Clip, 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 constant cooking, cooking, cooking every single day. The camera's moving up. Who's filming all of this stuff? No woman, when she's really cooking in the kitchen, got a camera recording all day.
A very bad investment. I would suggest very strongly you get an education. Your education is the key that will open multiple doors throughout your years on this earth. Education is yours. Whatever you learn, you can master. Whatever you master becomes your currency.
So what she's doing here is trying to attempt as if though she's giving women advice on how to navigate life away from these kind of men that are getting women pregnant and so on and so forth. But the whole idea is the video is fake. So her commentary is fake.
And you sit in a position where you can demand your salary or you can build your own company.
You cannot demand your salary when you go to the 9 to 5. The 9 to 5 is going to pay you what they want. In order to demand your salary, you have to be a highly educated person who have a serious amount of knowledge, a degree, multiple degrees and skills where you can call the shots in a company that needs you. But if you don't really bring anything to the table and you need them, you cannot strong arm a company in terms of what you are willing to give me. It's just not going to work.
The opportunities are endless. And with confidence and with this bout of this bad experience, it also educates you on how you look at men, on how you look at relationships. The only person that you can rely on truly is yourself. You cannot rely on anybody, and you should not. If I stand up and go onto the scale, it will tell me that I weigh 140 pounds. I'm 5'9". Can I carry 140 pounds? No, I can't. I can't even carry my son, and he's 70 pounds now. It's too heavy. The point I'm trying to make is that why would you expect anybody to carry 140 pounds for you when you cannot do it yourself? It means you have to rely on yourself at all times. It means that even if you are in a marriage, you carry yourself in that marriage to lighten any load. It means that when you carry yourself financially, emotionally, you are constantly working so that when circumstances happen like this,
Notice she says when circumstances happen like this, those circumstances are not real. They're not real circumstances. So what she's speaking on is not real. It doesn't even make any sense. It's like, imagine she's trying to react to AI videos, and what's crazy is all over social media right now, a lot of content creators are doing this. They're literally reacting to fake videos, man. And that's kind of scary because what it tells me is that most influencers don't really have anything to talk about. So now they're misleading the viewers with fake news, fake stories, AI videos, and they're hoping that you just don't know any better so that they can make as much money as possible.
You can take whatever items that you can use and multiply and go. The bed sheet, the bed, the cooking, the kitchen, all of that. How is that your business?
So she's basically telling you to leave the man that you're with. Now, this is bad advice because, number one, it's a fake video. A lot of you ladies may be in situations where you have kids. You might be in situations where you need housing. And for whatever the case is, she's basically telling you to just leave. But she's not helping you to leave. She's not paying for anything for you to leave. And it's just horrible advice when you really think about it.
That's not your business. In fact, you know what she's helping you? You don't have to sleep with the idiot anymore. You don't have to look at his ugly face anymore. His betraying and lying face anymore. You really don't. You really what? You really don't. You look for another room, play it out, and consider that you are staying there. What? Rent free. So this is good news. So that means that you can look around and see what kind of job that you can do quickly because you have a child on the way. You have a child on the way and you're going to need help and support. So I would right now come and start building my tribe because you're going to leave that baby with childcare. Do you have money for childcare? Do you have money to rent?
Do you see what she's doing? Do you have money for childcare? Do you have money to rent? What is she doing? She's speaking to the single mother. She's playing on the average woman's mental because she know that in America, a lot of women in particular are dealing with situations where they dealt with a man who they got pregnant by, and for whatever reason, she's stuck with a baby. But at no point do you hear Fumi holding said woman accountable in any regard. We know that in today's day, you have a lot of women that are dealing with men that they don't even supposed to be dealing with. They get pregnant, they're not married, they're making bad choices. And unfortunately for most women, none of them really want to hear anything in regards to accountability. In other words, why you slept with this man. You're not married to him. How long you known that man. Fumi got married in 1 week. Make that make sense. So she's not really in a position to be an authority on telling women anything when she got married to a white man, not an African man, a white man in 1 week. Think about Think about the mindset you have to have, man. You know, it doesn't even make any sense. You get married in 1 week, it makes no sense.
Do you have money for clothing, for food? You have a baby. The baby has got to go to a hospital every once in a while because they're going to be sick with this, that, and the third. That's going to be your new life. Why? It's easier that way because if you stay here, you are going to constantly be fighting with this young girl and the baby that's coming that is going to be older than your child. Do not get into this web of craziness in the name of getting married. You're not married. This is modern day slavery and stupidity to boot.
You see what she just did? She said it's modern day slavery. Modern day slavery. So what she's trying to do, ladies, is make you feel that if you're with a man, you're a slave, that you need to be independent, have your own, and basically just be independent and single and just raise kids without a father. That's toxic. You know, children need both the mother and the father. And she's basically selling you this idea of just going out there and being single, but yet she's married to the white man in 1 week. You know, that doesn't even make any sense. I never heard of anybody getting married in 1 week, but that's what she's promoting. See, what I'm trying to do, ladies, is this. I understand that sometimes when you're on social media, you see a lot of black men, they bashing women all day. You got to deal with the constant bashing of women all day by black men. And sometimes because, you know, you're emotional, you just look at all black men as they just hate women. I get this type of stuff all the time. When anytime I talk about issues regarding to dating, marriage, and so forth, women will come in there when I'm sharing my expert opinion. They'll say, "Oh, you hate women." And I'm like, what gives you that idea when I'm trying to help you to make better decisions? And it's almost like nobody want to be held accountable. If you're a woman and your baby daddy is from hell, or he's not taking care of his kids, or he's putting his hand on you, you got to take some accountability in that as well, right? You just can't keep pointing the finger as he's no good, but yet you slept with him to have those babies. So in order to get better, we got to first of all rehabilitate you, get your mind right, so that you don't make the same decision of getting with another ninja who ain't ish. What we want to do is educate you on understanding the choices you made so that you can make better choices this time so that you can protect your children. Because sometimes you ladies, you'll get with a man and you know, you might have an 11-year-old girl in the house, 12-year-old, and you bring some ninja in the house. And now when you're at work, you trusted this ninja in your house with your kids. He's molesting your kids now. Told you back in the days, there was a story on Facebook where a black guy was dating a woman. She was a single mom of one daughter. And it was a big story back in the days. It was extremely graphic. It was so bad, I couldn't even talk about it on YouTube. But let's just say that this grown man had this girl had to be about probably 8 or 9 years old. 8 or 9 years old. That's why I keep telling these ladies, stop letting these ninjas live in your house while you're going to work. They home watching your kids. This ninja was on Facebook Live with a 9-year-old girl, and that 9-year-old girl was singing on his microphone on live. That's right. That evil bastard was violating a child. And said woman had that man living in her house. And because he was upset with her, he went on live and was doing that evil with her daughter. Ain't no telling how long that been going on because everybody was sharing the link all over the place. It was a big story. I'm surprised a lot of people didn't hear about that. That was a huge story. The guy got arrested. It was a big mess on social media. The woman was like, I think, I'm not sure if she got in trouble. I'm not sure because it was like she left that child with that man And ain't no, he was doing this with her every day, fam. Everybody was going crazy. They were flagging the video. Everybody was flagging the video. It took Facebook forever to get that video off the air. And they located the IP address. They got to that house. I'm not sure if the child got taken away. I'm not sure about all of that. I didn't even do a follow-up of the story. It was absolutely horrible. The worst story ever. So you got to recognize accountability in terms of the kind of man you're dealing with. You just can't just be a woman and have kids and you just invite any man around you and you don't know what kind of sicko this is. You got to verify who a man is to know if he's weird, you know? So when we listen to Fumi talk about this story, she's trying to make it seem like she's giving you advice about men, but she's giving you bad advice because she's watching an AI video and everything she's telling you, she don't even practice herself because she got married in 1 week, you know? She was desperate to get married because she was most likely in a financial situation where she had no security, no place to stay, and her only option was the white man. So she got married to him in 1 week.
You have nothing in this residence. If anything at all, you use the residence to your advantage. You flip it around and use it as rent-free. This is a free board where you can cook your food. You let him know you're pregnant. So guess what? Oh God, I'm not feeling too good. I have to lie down. Oh, you know what? I feel this way. Oh, I have to go here. As he cannot kick her out, the mistress, because she's pregnant, you cannot be kicked out because you are also pregnant. But you are smart. You are now going to now invest in your time, in any kind of money, look for your tribesmen so that you can plan for yourself and your child. It's unfortunate because you have a child with this man. Whatever you decide to do in telling him is up to you. I would tell him, if you're going to have the child, yes, because that's the father. But these are the mistakes that one makes.
Shout out to, what's that, Bree Mode. Shout out to you for the $5 support. I guess you probably meant to say hello. Ringo and Ringers. Appreciate you sponsoring the show. And if you guys can be so kind, hit the like button. Support the show. It is what it is. Let me see what we got. So again, she's trying to make it look like if she is giving women advice on what they need to do in a relationship. But the truth is, all the advice that she's given, she don't even practice it herself at all because she got married in 1 week, which makes no sense. Again, we're going to do a separate video about that where FumiDesaluVoid got married in 1 week. I don't even think a lot of people understand that. That's diabolical. Like, no woman should get married in 1 week, especially in 2026. You really have to know what you're doing. You know what I mean? Even if you feel like this guy is cool and you got to really get to know a man's intentions. Like, do he really want to be there? Because I'm seeing a lot of stuff on social media and it's really, really sick. And a lot of women need guidance, but it's like, it's one of them things where it's like, I could speak on these issues to help a lot of women, but it's like most women don't really want the help, if that makes sense. It's like they want to just live their life. Because I find that in my experience, when I try to educate women or correct women, I get attacked immediately. It's like an automatic defense mechanism. Let's just attack him. Let's just make him out to be this bad person. And I'm trying to guide them on what they need to do. And remember, I'm a father of 4 daughters. So I'm going to be very tough on and very strict on exactly what's going on in the world because I know the end from the beginning. I know how most of these men are thinking. And I'm not saying all of these men are bad. What I'm saying is I'm a man and I know how these men are. I know what's going through their mind. And there's a lot of men that have no intentions on really being with a lady. They just want to screw. And as a woman, you have to protect your energy and protect your peace. And the only way you can do that is keep your legs closed. And unfortunately, for most women, they don't want to do that because they want to get it in too. And then they pay the price once they get it in and they realize that that man was no good. Now you're going through buyer's remorse. And I get it. You're human. You have feelings too. You have desires too. But you also have to count the cost of what you're going to be going through. Remember, you're a woman. You have emotions. So the hurt and the pain is going to be more severe for you as a woman. You can get pregnant. You're dealing with post-traumatic stress. You're dealing with emotional issues, trauma. These type of issues affect women greatly, you know? So if you are experiencing this negative nonsense with men, it can really sabotage not only your peace, but also future relationships, because now you'll look at other men that have not done anything wrong, and you're going to judge them based on what you experience. So you might end up with a guy that is a decent brother, a decent man. Doesn't matter what his ethnicity is, but if you're a black woman, you might end up with a good black man, or maybe you meet somebody else that's of another ethnicity, and he could be a great guy, but because of the experiences you had, you will be on edge and treating him in a negative way, not because he did anything wrong, but because out of fear, you don't trust him. So even though he's opening up to you, uh he's trying to make you comfortable, he's trying to be real with you, you won't accept anything that he's saying, and that will end up pushing a good man away, because he'll keep trying to show you love, show you that support, and then he's just getting frustrated because, like, damn, I'm here trying my best, and it's like you keep judging me based off of your past experiences. We're not uh we're not minimizing your past experiences. We're not minimizing the fact that you were hurt back in the day, or maybe you were violated sexually, or maybe you had a miscarriage, or some guy promised you the world and he lied. We're not saying those experiences are not real. What we're saying is those experiences can affect your future, to the point where if you don't overcome the trauma, if you don't overcome those hurts, now the new man that is trying to do the right thing, you're going to push him away because of the way you feel. You won't even realize what you're doing. You're going to automatically push that man away. He's going to get so frustrated. He's going to get tired. He's going to be like, you know what? I can't deal with him. I can't. I've experienced this. I know what I'm talking about. I've experienced talking to women, and whatchamacallit, I tried everything, but they were dealing with trauma, deep rooted issues because of past relationships. And I'm like, look, you're constantly focusing on this relationship you had in the past. I'm not that person. It's like you punishing me for something I didn't even do. And most women don't understand that if you keep doing that, you're going to always find yourself with a guy that's going to be treating you the same way, because you never overcame those demons of your past. You know, we're not victim shaming. We're not blaming you. What we're saying is just take accountability. What Fumi is doing here is she's trying to empower you in a negative way by making you feel that the guy is the problem and you're just a good person who didn't do anything wrong. You got to take accountability for where you are. If your baby daddy ain't ish, you got to look at yourself and be like, why did I choose this man? What made me choose this man? Did I get pregnant because I wanted to get pregnant? Or did I get pregnant because I was just sleeping around with this guy having fun? If it's the latter, then you got to take accountability for that and be like, you know what? Next time around, I'm going to do the right thing, keep my legs closed, get to know this man, and really build and find out who he is. And he got to find out who I am, because it doesn't mean you're the perfect woman. You know, I don't want this thing to be a one-sided thing where it's like men ain't ish, and as a woman, you're perfect because you're a woman. You got to recognize if you got issues too. You got to be accountable for what you got going on as well. So it's not just him, but it's both parties. That's how a union is developed. In today's day, it's like a lot of these influencers want ladies to be single. They always telling you to live your best life. You don't need no man. You need to, divest, or you need to what's that word they use now? It's another word. I can't even remember it. But it's a word that basically means you're just canceling out men entirely. And it's like everybody just want you to be single. Even in the church, in the Christian church, they want women to be single now. The pastor is always trying to get you to be single. And that's how they get all the money out of you. So in the church, they want you to be single to get your money. On social media, they want you to be single. Why? So they could get your money. And that's what they want to do. Decenter. That's what it is. Decenter men. They want you to decenter men. That's the word I was looking for. Appreciate it. Right? They want you to decenter men and just focus on you. That's what they want. They don't want unions to be built no more. And the thing is, we were not born to be single our whole life. We were not born to just sit here and die alone and be miserable. I don't think a lot of you realize this, but you're going to get older. And when you get older, you're going to need somebody to care for you. So what happens when you're 75, 85 years old and your health is bad, or you can't walk, or you need medical help? You need family to be there for you. But you've been single your whole life, living your best life. Now you're going to be 80 years old by yourself, no kids, no loved ones to check in on you. And that's where a lot of people are headed, unfortunately. Let's get back to the content. Hit the like button.
Because why? Because you are still here talking about focusing your anger on this young, insignificant human being. And she does not know that her life is going to be sad. You know why? Because once you vacate.
Notice what she's talking about. She says, once you vacate, she's saying that the other woman is going to be sad, meaning the other pregnant woman. But the other pregnant woman don't even exist because it's a fake story. But notice what she's doing to the listener. She's making the listener focused on being selfish. In other words, she needs to escape because the other woman that's there, she's going to be miserable. She's not telling her, help the other woman so that y'all can both escape this man. No, she's making the other woman be selfish, to only think about herself.
Once you vacate, all of the tension and stress is going to be imposed on her.
You see that? Once you leave, all the stress is going to be on the woman that's pregnant. So you need to leave and get yourself together. How come she's not trying to help the other woman? It's not the other woman's fault either. We know the story is fake. I know the story is fake. But it's almost like she's telling the one lady, you need to save yourself and forget about that other woman. So who's going to help that other woman? Who's going to help her? You see what I mean?
She has no idea, and she's not even married. At least you are married. At least you got married. This one is just...
What do you mean, at least she got married? Obviously, she got married to an African man who can have multiple wives. That's why the wife is moved into the house. Now, think about this, guys. Why would a man move his mistress into the same house that the current wife is in? If he's cheating and doing whatever he do, he's not going to move her into the same house. He's going to be doing whatever he do. His dirt is going to be on the outside. So him moving her inside mean that he's practicing his rights to have his wives. That's what he's doing. Because ain't nothing being done in the secret. It's being done right in her face. But again, Fumi understand that most American women are under the understanding of monogamy because that is what they taught you in this society. Not realizing that around the world, that monogamous stuff don't even exist. That stuff exists in America. And this is why relationships cannot thrive or grow. Because when women get into relationships with men, one of the biggest problems that you have as a woman is you think you own the man. You think that the man belongs to you. You feel that the man's supposed to only be with you. And then you find out he got a woman on the side. And then what do? I'm leaving. But you forgot that you got kids. And then when you leave, now you become a single mom. Now that you're a single mom, you're trying to get back into the dating scene. You get with a new man. He impregnate you. Now you're impregnated again. Now that next man gets with another woman. What do? I'm leaving. So now you leave again. So now you got 2 kids. 2 kids, same problem. You never learned from the first relationship. So now you back on the gram, posting photos and then you get with another man and repeat the same process, rather than you just understand the nature of men. And then when I try to explain this to women, they get mad at me. And you're wondering why most women are single, frustrated, and saying they just rather be alone. And all you're doing is just destroying generations, because you're angry that you can't have things your way in the dating world. Now, if you want to be lied to, go listen to Derek Jackson. If you want to be lied to, go listen to Umar Johnson. If you want to be lied to, listen to these guys on TikTok that pander to women. They lie to you every single day, and you're still single. So there got to come a time when you take accountability and recognize what you're doing wrong, so that you can elevate yourself, because nobody really want to see you in a successful relationship. You know, people love to hear that you broke up. All your girlfriends love to hear that you broke up. They love hearing the bad news. This is why when you're in a relationship, everybody's jealous of you. Why? Because they can't even understand how is it that you're making it. Because if you look at most people today, they don't even have a relationship. They don't even have no family, nothing. It's sick. You know, this video that she's using is 100% AI. 100%. And she's not giving you context of what's going on. She's not telling you it's a fake story. It's a story time video. It's fake. You don't see no husband in the videos. You look at that platform, you don't see no man. There's no husband nowhere. It's a fake video. She's publishing fake stories over and over. Her whole Instagram is nothing but fake relationship stories. That's all it is. You see what I mean? 100% fake. And for whatever reason, it's like people don't understand these type of things. It's like when I tell women, you know, a lot of times women be under this mindset that they control the man that they're with, or that their man is 100% faithful to them. And I keep telling these women, your man got some other woman out there somewhere. You know, you just don't know. You know what I mean? They be like, nah, not my man. I'm like, look, I don't know why you playing these games, because if you're in the workplace on the 9 to 5, that is where you see the truth. On the 9 to 5, there's 3 things men talk about every day: women, making money, and sports. That's the conversation with all men. You don't see men talking about, yeah, man, I'm just as faithful. Oh yeah, man, I'm this faithful guy, man. I just stick to. No, when men are together, we're talking about women. We're talking about that woman's breast. We're talking about that woman's tail. That's what we talk about. That's what men do. We talk about making money. We talk about sports. The problem is that in this society in America, they're purposely keeping a man and a woman divided, because we don't understand our nature. We don't understand how we are even here. And they gave you what is known as monogamy. And monogamy is the reason why we have all these problems. Think about the amount of single mothers that are created every single day. Think about how many women are getting with men, then they break up, and then they end up a single mother. And it keeps happening over and over. Why is this happening? Why is it that you can have a woman who's a single mother and each of her children has a different father? Make that make sense. Make it make sense, guys. How do you go from having one child to 4 children from 4 different men, and you never once learn a lesson yet? It's because you still think the same way. You still think that when you get with a man that you own him. And what happens is women end up leaving when the man, I guess, have a mistress or some side woman or whatever the case is. She end up leaving because she want a unicorn. And then this is where it gets really bad for you, ladies. When you are on the market and you're looking to settle down, what end up happening is when you meet a new man, now he's looking at you because he want you. But then he see that you got 4 kids, 3 kids, 2 kids, and he's like, what the heck is going on here? You know, because he ain't signing up for that. And then that's when you get frustrated, because you're like, well, if you want me, you got to accept me and all my kids. And that's not even fair to that man. Because if I was to ask you ladies, are you getting with a man that got 4 kids, and he's literally expecting you to be a stepmom to all his kids. He's expecting you to come over and cook, clean, take them to school, do homework, and all of that stuff. He's not expecting the mother of those children to take care of them kids. He's expecting you to take care of those kids. Well, you're not going to do that. You are not going to sign up to be stepmom to some kids that are not yours. So what makes you think that this man is supposed to come in and be responsible for your kids? That's where it gets worse, because now it interferes with the dating process and it makes it more difficult for you to settle down with a man. And I don't know if a lot of ladies realize this. And again, I hate to be the bearer of bad news. Most men will see a single mother as an easy target. That's the stone cold truth. They will see you as an easy target because they know you have kids and they know that you want companionship, you want a relationship. So these guys, they'll come into your life, they'll sell you a dream. They would be like, yeah, I'm trying to be with you, I'm trying to settle down, and you'll really believe them. And then you'll open up yourself once again, and then he'll use you up and then tell you, well, I'm out. Nice knowing you. And now you're left with the same trauma, the same hurt, and then you end up watching Miss Sprinkle Sprinkle on YouTube, and then she will give you more bad advice and tell you how men are dusty and all this other mess, and it just keeps you single and miserable. And then you'll go to the church, the Christian church, and then you'll have a Pastor Jamal Bryant who will tell you that men is garbage and you need Jesus, and you'll just become just old and just worn out. So you got to get rid of all that poison. You got to get rid of the preacher. You got to get rid of these social media influencers that are trying to keep you single, that are making you think that all men ain't ish. And you got to start being accountable for your own actions. If you made some mistakes in the past, if you made some bad decisions with men, then okay, you made some bad decisions. You probably had some kids out of wedlock. It is what it is. You can't change that. We're not saying the kids are bad. We're not saying that the kids are unwanted. That's not what we're saying. They didn't ask to be here. What we're saying is, if you know you made some mistakes, if you know you did some things that are not good, then the best thing to do is learn from them. Don't make excuses. Don't point the fingers. Don't blame. Just learn from the errors of your ways so that you can choose the right kind of man. But in order to do that, you got to change your ways. You got to be a better person, carry yourself a certain way. And before you know it, you'll begin to attract the right kind of individual. But you must understand the nature of a man. And in order for you to do that, you got to be willing to listen and learn. Unfortunately, a lot of women don't want to listen. This is why I basically deleted the channel that I had where I was giving women a lot of advice. I literally had a channel where I would give women great advice, and they wouldn't support the channel. It's like the channel wasn't getting the views, nobody really cared. And I said, you know what, I'm wasting my time. Wasting my time giving women advice because they never take the advice. It's like you got to go through hell and hot waters before you can listen. And it's unfortunate, but that's just the way it is. A lot of women got to get pregnant 2, 3, 4, 5 times before they understand what they need to do. Some of you got to go through makeup, breakup. Some of y'all got to get damn near beat by a man in order for you to listen to the content when I'm talking about these issues. And it's like, I can give you the truth and you won't listen until you go through it. And then when you go through it, then now you want to come back to my videos and say, wow, appreciate the video. I wish I would have listened to this 4 years ago. And I'm like, it was out 4 years ago. And I remember you in the comments, you were basically cussing me out, telling me I don't know what I'm talking about. And now here you are saying you appreciate my videos. That's crazy. You got to begin to take inventory of your own life and recognize that what you get out of life is what you put out. You're putting out the bait. You're planting seeds. If you end up with a sorry man, it's not because the man is sorry. It's because you're sorry. That's just the truth. If a man end up with a woman that is no good, it is because he's no good himself. It's impossible to be a good man and you end up with a horrible woman. That don't make no sense. A good man is not going to tolerate having a bad woman around him. But when a man is thirsty for cooch, When a man is thirsty for some buns, then guess what? He throw his integrity out the window, his morals go out the window, and he just take whatever's out there. Whatever fish he can find, he's willing to bring it up on the hook because he's thirsty. He's hungry. And unfortunately, in today's day, a lot of influencers are teaching women just get with a man because he got money. Just get with a man for security. They don't teach you to get to know a man. When you look on the gram, you know, you see a lot of single mothers that look good. I always tell everybody, single mothers are the best looking women on the gram. Single mothers. Single mothers are the best looking women on the gram. But it doesn't necessarily mean that they're good women. It doesn't mean that. It means that they look good. And here's the problem, ladies. You factor in on making sure you look good on the gram, but you don't show your character. You don't show your integrity. You don't show who you really are. You only show what you look like. And the thing that I always say in my mind is she looks good. At the same time, she got 3 kids. Why the baby daddy is not with her if she's such a good woman? Why is she single? Look how she looked. She looked gorgeous. Why is she single? There got to be a problem there. And that's the part that I believe a lot of women don't want to deal with. They don't want to deal with the accountability. They don't want to deal with it. It's like we got to bring back correction, but it's going to take women actually humbling themselves and really recognizing what they got to do. You don't want to wait till when you're 60 years old to start to understand this stuff, because that's what it's going to take for a lot of you, is that you're going to have to get old, gray hair, body changing up, and then you're going to start to realize what you were doing wrong, but it's too late now, you know? It's going to be too late for you. You got to learn this stuff and recognize where you are. You know, don't take advice from people that are lying to you. FumiDesaluVoid is lying all throughout this video. She's lying, manipulating the viewers, giving horrible advice, using AI content. It's not coming from the soul. When you listen to me and you hear my tone, you hear my voice, and you go listen to FumiDesaluVoid, it's like night and day. You can hear the difference. Hit the like button. Let's get back to the content.
At the wayside. You watch once she has the child. That's why what? That's why the mama came into the chat and said that her daughter has to stay here. Do you see that you're dealing with buffoons? And once you deal with stupid, you gotta get out.
See, so she's calling the man stupid, but it's a fake story again. But what this does, it makes women think anytime they got problems in a relationship, it's not her fault. It's the man. The man is the problem. The man is stupid. The man is the idiot. But notice, she's pregnant by the very man that she said is stupid. So you're carrying a baby from a man that you believe is stupid. Does that make sense?
Okay, I don't care. You see, let me tell you something. You can come from humble beginnings and be extremely well educated. You stand there, you're scraping fish, you're cooking, I don't know who for.
And again, she's not cooking because it's all AI content. You just said she's cooking, but you don't know who's for. You see what I mean? She's cooking, but you don't know who for. Obviously not for no husband. You don't see no kids. You don't see anything. That's the problem. You're watching AI content. You're watching slop. That's what it is.
And here you are talking about, but should I go for my education? That's your key. That's the key to the door. That's the key out of this sorry state that you have found yourself in. Where's your family? Where are your friends? Where is your supporter? Where is your support system? Nowhere to be seen or found. Then you got admission into university. This is very good news. Well, I always feel that women are so smart. You are so intelligent.
You see what she's doing? So right here, she's gassing women up by saying you're so intelligent, you're so this. And I'm not saying women aren't intelligent, but the truth is I don't know you. So I don't know if you're intelligent or not. You get my point? And if they were all that intelligent, they wouldn't be making bad decisions with men. You can't tell me you're that intelligent and you keep getting with men that are sorry. If you're a lady and you get with a man that's sorry, it's because you're sorry. Let's stop making excuses. You understand me? If you get with a man and he's no good, it is because you're no good too. A good woman is not going to tolerate being with a man that's abusive. A good woman is not going to get with a man that is not showing love. A woman is not going to do that. Her her essence, her energy won't allow her to be around such a man. You got some women out here that are very, very classy, delicate, respectful of themselves. They wouldn't even let you be next to them. They'll be disgusted just being around you. You understand me? So when a woman open herself up to a man and that man ain't shit, it is normally because she's the same way. There's no way around that. Do you understand me? So accountability is very important. You got to be accountable moving forward, especially if you're a woman in your 30s and 40s. Now's the time to get yourself together. Life is very, very short. You don't have no time to be BSing right now. All this social media stuff, I'm just going to keep it above. A lot of these influencers just want to get paid. So they're going to tell you a bunch of stuff about how horrible men are. Men ain't ish. Men are dusty. Then you're going to have the men channels saying women are bad. Women are gold diggers. They're going to be pandering towards each group in order to keep the money coming in. Rare is it that you see channels that actually talk about dating in a balanced way where they're giving you the good, the bad, and the ugly all in one. And they encourage relationships. I encourage relationships. I'm not encouraging this single life, decentering men, going their own way and all this goofy stuff. I don't understand what the heck that means. That's just dumb. You know what I mean? You see these guys on social media talking about they staying alone and they don't need a woman. And I'm like, what? What the heck, you guys? What are y'all on? Then you have women saying, forget these men. I don't want no man. I'm just focusing on my education. And you wondering why when you go to church, you're wondering why you see all these old women with big hats on and they don't got no husband. Because they were just like you, thinking the same way.
You're very, very intelligent. It's just that you don't know how to channel your intelligence. We channel our intelligence to men. FBI, CIA, MI6. We are good for that. Our instincts are sharp.
You see that? You see what she's saying here? So she's trying to teach you how to channel your energy.
I'm telling you, your education is priceless. It's your key because you have your education or...
Your education don't mean shit. Do you understand me? When you are in a relationship, ladies, your education don't mean anything. It don't mean anything. Your education gives you an advantage in the workforce, in the work world. In a relationship, a man don't give two F's about your education. We don't care about that. It does nothing for the relationship. And I think you know that. So when she's talking about your relationship is key, I mean, your education is key in business, key in a job, key in earning, but it's not key in a relationship. It's not. You're going to have knowledge of self, knowledge to understand what your desires are and what you can bring another person, and likewise the person to you.
You have a skill or you have a gift, otherwise known as talent. If you are talented, where you can sing, you can act, you're good with the piano, you're good with numbers, that's a talent, that's a gift, because it means that whatever comes naturally to you, but is difficult for others, you stand out and you can always monetize that gift. You can always monetize that talent.
She's talking about monetize when she should be talking about relationships. This is the problem with today's dating, is that with a lot of these influencers, they keep talking about money, 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 money. And it's just the wrong message. It's the wrong message. Are we talking about financially taking care of ourselves? That's one thing, financially taking care of yourself. It is what it is. But to just focus on money all day, it doesn't make any sense. And to everybody that's in the live chat, you know, the mod, and this other person, could y'all please just stop the nonsense, please? Like literally, because I'm trying to read these comments so I can see what the heck y'all arguing back and forth with, and I'm just seeing these comments being deleted, right? And it just goes to show nobody's paying attention to the content. This is what I mean, because if I'm speaking and we got this side debate between y'all, that means nobody's really listening. Nobody's really listening to anything that I'm saying, and that's exactly what I mean. You know, leave the comments, just let people talk, just let people do what they do. Let's just let the people just be themselves, please, so that we can have the viewership. If everybody's being blocked and all this other stuff, it's one thing if somebody is disrespecting me and cursing me out. That's one thing. Just let these people have their opinions, and let's not take everything personal, because it's messing up my engagement, right? Because they're here, they're watching Ringo TV, right? So it's very important that everybody understand that. You know, if they are being disrespectful in terms of saying something that's out of pocket, cussing in the live chat, that's one thing. But just let people be themselves, right? I do not want this place to be a place where people can't even talk. And then they get frustrated with me thinking that I'm doing this and I'm not doing anything, you know? Just do what needs to be do. You know what I mean? I'm trying to do this content so people can learn from it. And all of these distractions are happening, and I don't like that, because that means nobody's listening. Instead, people probably reading what's going on there and there. It's taking me away from my job on what I'm doing here. That's like I'm having a speaking engagement. I'm on stage. I'm talking. I'm trying to keep the attention of the viewers so that they can learn something. And there's a side argument right here. What's happening with the attention of the show now? Everybody's being focused over here to wondering what's going on in the audience between these two people. They're not listening to what I'm saying now. Let's get to the content. Hit the like button.
You're also gifted and talented, where some people are really good, they're quick. When you teach them, they understand. That is what your gift. Doctors, lawyers, engineers, architects, technology. My God, technology. In this day and age, information and technology, all the way up here. Never ever determine your worth. Never determine your worth by what a man dictates to you.
But Fumi, you got married in 1 week to a white man. You got married to a white man in 1 week. So how could you tell me or anyone or any woman that they shouldn't even look at their value or whatever based on what a man is? Like, that's just crazy advice to tell women, because last time I checked, if a woman got a real man in her life, that man will be able to guide her and show her the way. You're basically telling women not to depend on a man, but yet you got married to a white man in 1 week. So obviously you didn't feel that way. The advice you're given, you never practice. You never practiced that advice. You got with the first white man that came along and you got married to him. So to me, that's a problem. That's a big problem right there. And you didn't marry an African man. And I noticed that a lot. A lot of Nigerian women, I noticed this, man. It's like a pattern. Like they literally will get with a white man faster and give the white man the time of day. It doesn't matter what white man it is. It's like any man that's white, he automatically get first dibs and she'll marry him. And I'm like, wow, so you don't even care about the men of your own ethnic group? Like, what about them? You know? It's like they don't even care about them.
You only loved him. That's it. But he has no deterrent on your worth. Only you. Only you.
Well, you're trying to make it seem like the guy is a bad guy. Again, Fumi is using an AI video to do this content, but let's just keep it a buck. At no point in that story, because we're going to listen to it again, even though it's an AI story, right? I'm not here to make that story become the content because it's fake news. What I'm trying to show you is that if you listen to the story in its context, at no point was the guy a bad guy to any of these women. The issue with the woman that you see there is the fact that she wants things done her way. Because obviously the guy is taking care of both of the women, right? So it's not like he rejected this one or rejected that one. And for the man to bring the other mistress into the same house to live, that would mean that he can have multiple wives and he's exercising his right. She just don't want that. So she decide to make this post. But again, guys, it's not a real story. It's AI generated. That's what I want you to see. Fumi is speaking on it because she know American women would be like, what? What that man did? Man, I'm out. I ain't doing that. I ain't gonna be with no man. He bringing some woman living in the house. That's how an American woman would act. So she knows that. She's playing with your emotions. Again, men think logically. Women think with their emotions. That's where the disconnect comes in. That's why when I listen to Fumi, I already know that she's not being honest. Like I can see right through everything she's doing.
That it's only you. It's only you that knows what you can do. So what steps in now? You're afraid. Fear, because guess what? It's foreign territory. That's okay. It's good to be afraid, but be courageous. Fight the fear.
She said, what? Listen to what she said, guys. Listen to this.
It's good to be afraid.
It's good to be afraid. That's crazy. Since when has it been good to be afraid? It's nothing good about being afraid. Living in fear is not a good thing. You know? Yeah, you can tell when it's AI generated. It's something in the voice. It's like a static. Yeah. The voice that is a synthetic voice. You could tell that whatever app they were using, they most likely use ChatGPT or they use something to generate a script and to create an audio file with a Nigerian or African accent. You could tell that the accent is a little off and it's a little over dramatized if you listen to it carefully.
But be courageous. Fight the fear by putting one foot in front of the other. And you know what God does and why I live and love him so much.
You don't love God for me. Please stop lying. I know you don't love God and you don't know God. The reason why, you filed 3 false copyright claims against me. That was a lie. The Bible says thou shalt not lie. So there's no way you could love God because you're breaking his commandments. So don't gaslight the viewers by saying you love God, because what you did to me was evil. And God don't like ugly. That's why all of my videos were restored by YouTube. And I'm sure by now you know that. So you cannot say you love God when you're treating me bad. There's no way you love God.
Best friend. The second you take that step in front of the other, he will align you on the left and right and in front.
God is not doing none of that, ladies. We got to stop playing these little games about what God is going to do. God is not aligning you with no man. He's not aligning you, brothers, with no woman. God is not doing none of that stuff. You understand? You have to get up in the morning to go to work. God is not paying your bill. God is not fixing your car. God is not doing none of those things. I am tired of people bringing religion into every single thing and making it seem like God is standing right there doing all of this work. Well, if that's the case, why would God allow you to get pregnant by a man that's no good so that you can leave that man only to get with a new man that he sent you? How come God didn't send you the good man at first? You know why? Because you made a decision. And what you have to understand is that we have a free will to make decisions. So what God is going to allow is what you allow. So if you allow your legs to be open to get with a man that's no good, God is going to sit back and watch you do some dirt. And the only time God is going to speak to you is when you repent, get your life right, and come back to him and be like, look, I messed up. Could you give me some directions? And then he'll give you the directions to follow. But as far as we are concerned, God is not doing anything. God is sitting back. He already gave us the tools. He gave us what we needed. He gave us life. He gave us talents and gifts. And it's up to us to make our life a success or a failure.
Of angels that will come into your life when you needed it the most.
Why would God send angels into your life at the end after you went through hell and hot waters? I am tired of people doing that. I saw on Instagram a woman, she was praising God because she claimed that I guess she was in a car wreck and the car was destroyed. She walked out the car. She's like, praise God, praise him, praise this, praise that. And it sounds good from a religious standpoint, but when you think about it, it's pure BS when you think about it, because in my mind, I'm like, why are you praising God because you were able to walk away from the wreck, but God didn't stop the crash? It's like the crash still happened. You get what I'm saying? The crash still took place. And what about people that were in car crashes that didn't make it? Does that mean that God didn't love those people? I just want to know. Why God spared you, but he didn't spare those 2 children that died in a car crash last week? What about those 2 kids' lives? That's why I don't like when people bring God into every conversation, because it's irritating, because it's going to make me question other things. Why God allowed those babies to die? How come he didn't spare their lives? Why would he spare you? What was the purpose of sparing you and not those kids? Why don't we just say that life is life? It is what it is. Let's stop bringing God into everything.
To protect you and to propel you forward.
Look, I know some people in the crowd probably like, what are you talking about, Ringo? I praise God every day. Okay, listen to me very carefully. Don't pay your rent. Don't pay your mortgage. Let's see if God paid it for you. Don't pay your rent. Don't pay your mortgage. Your car note, go to the website and take it off of auto pay and just let the bill just come in and don't pay it. Pray to God and let's see if God pay it for you. I guarantee you that bill will not get paid. I guarantee you the repo man will come to your house with a tow truck and take that car. God is not going to do it. You understand? God is not going to come through and pay those bills. I'm sorry, but it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. And I think that that's the biggest problem that a lot of people have. Yes, God is real, but at the same time, we be turning God into this genie in a bottle where when it's convenient for us, we give him praise. But when things are not where we want it to be, we always blame him for why we struggle. You see what I'm saying? Like, we'll blame God when we're struggling, and then we'll praise God when we're prospering. We'll blame him for when we're struggling. Why, God, why? When, God, when? Why you allow my family to die? Why are you allowing me to go through this? I can't believe, if you're so good, why are you allowing me? And then when you're prospering and you win $1 million, all praises to God. Man, my goodness, man, the hypocrisy is amazing. It's amazing.
It is only once you have gone a distance that you can look back and you can say, wow, thank you, Father. But it also really gives you the confidence, because you find saying to yourself, I didn't know I could do it. You will even have people to ask you, how did you do it? And you say, I really don't know. I just put one foot in front of the other and I kept going. I didn't have the money. I didn't have the plan. I didn't have this. I didn't have that. But I said, you know what? Let me.
Again, she's trying to act like she's giving people advice. She's not giving you no advice, guys. It's an AI generated video. This woman don't exist. The cooking don't exist. It's all AI. They got videos like that on YouTube. I'm not sure if you ever seen them, but they got a lot of videos in like Asian countries, like in China, this place, that place, where you see them cooking on the street. And when you see them cooking, they're cooking for hours and hours and hours and hours. And it's like the person just stays there for hours cooking. They never even took a break. And they're live streaming. It's AI generated. It's called AI slop content. You'll see a kitchen full of workers, and you'll have one woman who's Asian, and she's dressed in an outfit that is provocative with high heels on in a kitchen, cooking. It's fake. It's not a real video, guys. And that's what people are posting. Why do you think YouTube is demonetizing so many YouTube channels that are using and posting AI slop? Because it's lazy content.
Let's go. Let me go and I will figure it out. I will figure it out. That's because you got to have belief in yourself and the tenacity and the will to know that you can keep going despite the fact that you have been disappointed, you have been betrayed, you have been hurt, and this was not what you set out for yourself. But I've said it 100 times. What's your plan is not God's plan. So that now makes every other human being on this earth, you're no threat to me because God above is the ultimate. He's the ultimate. Whatever you throw to me, God will be there to fight for me, but I will continue going forward.
Now she's trying to sound religious so that she could tap into the Christian market where people could be like, wow, Fumi's a believer in Christ. Wow, I really need to watch her now. She don't believe in the Most High, fam. It's impossible because she lied during my situation. She lied against me. She was plotting to destroy my YouTube platform. I mean, she did some evil stuff, guys. Diabolical evil. And yet she's over here talking about she loved God. Come on, man.
Once I realized that for myself, and I'm being 100% real with you, I became fearless. I became what? I became fearless. Don't ever, ever let anybody put you in any position to doubt your fearlessness. Don't forget to like, to subscribe, hit the notification button, and I'll see you what? I'll see you sooner than later.
You see this? Guys, when I tell you everything here is fake. Now watch this. Let's go review all of those videos. I'm going to let you see these videos and we're going to review them so that we can all get context of what's going on. Now, what Fumi did is she just published a fake video, AI video, in order to make herself look like she's giving women advice on what they need to do with their life, right? So let me turn this off, right? Because we don't need this. Give me a minute. Get that out the way. Let me get the other video up. Now, these videos here is 3 videos together that I put. I want you to listen to these 3 stories. This is coming from the same platform. The same platform. Same woman who's cooking in these AI videos, right? Let's break down this. It's about 5 minutes and 20 seconds of content. This video here is the first video that Fumi used. She didn't use the other 2. She only used this one. The caption reads, I came home and found my husband's pregnant side chick already moved in. Now she's wearing my clothes, sleeping on my bed, and acting like I don't exist. Plot twist, I'm pregnant too, and he doesn't know. Do I stay, fight, or leave? That whole caption sound fake because, first of all, you said you came home. How you came home if you don't have a job? Where you came home from? You came home? She don't work. She's supposed to be going to school, remember? So where she came home from? She said she came home and found her husband's pregnant side chick. Why is she called a side chick? Why would your husband bring a side chick home to live with you? The only reason why the husband would bring a woman home to live if he's a man that practiced polygamy. And you know, in Africa, they practice polygamy. So why would she call the woman a side chick? Then she says the woman was sleeping on her bed. Well, wouldn't her bed be where her and her husband sleep? Why would she be in your bed? And she said the woman was wearing her clothes. Why would the woman be wearing your clothes? The husband would buy her own clothes. And then she said, and acting like I don't exist. Why would a mistress come to live in the house but act like you, the current wife, don't exist? That would be disrespectful. Any woman that is under a roof where a man practiced polygamy would know the first wife is to be respected. So she's not going to try to disrespect you like you don't exist, knowing the husbandman in the house is going to deal with her for the disrespect. So now, let's listen to the story and break it down.
I have been married to my husband, Jude, for 3 years. We were living peacefully.
She said, I've been married to my husband, Jude, for 3 years. This video was published March 28th. March 28th, guys. She said she was married for 3 years. Remember that, because when we go to the other videos, you're going to see all the contradictions.
I have been married to my husband, Jude, for 3 years. We were living peacefully until 2 weeks ago. I came back from the market and saw a young girl, maybe 23 years old, sitting in my parlor. She was eating my food and using my remote to change the TV channel. Before I could even drop my bag, her mother walked out of my guest room with her boxes. The mother looked at me and told me not to shout. She said her daughter is 1 month pregnant for my husband. She told me that since Jude is the father, her daughter will stay here until she gives birth. She even warned me that if I touch the girl, I am touching the baby. I looked at Jude and he could not look me in the eye. He just bowed his head. He told me it was a mistake and he cannot send a pregnant woman into the streets.
Why would he tell you it was a mistake to get her pregnant if that's his side chick and he made her move into the house? This doesn't even make any sense. Like, the whole story is script.
Because her parents have already disowned her. The disrespect is too much. This girl, bless him, does not greet me at all. If I say good morning, she will just hiss and turn her head. She is wearing my clothes. I will wash my favorite.
Why would she wear your clothes if you just said the mother came to your house with all of her boxes? All her boxes implies her personal belongings, clothes, and so on and so forth. Why would she be wearing your clothes if you're 2 different sizes? The story don't make sense because it's AI generated.
Wrapper and hang it outside. And the next thing I know, Blessing is tying it around her waist. She's using my towel. I told her to stop.
Why would she use your bathing towel? Why would the new woman use your bathing towel? That's disgusting.
But she told me that my husband said everything in the house belonged to him. She said since she is carrying his child, my things also belong to her. 2 days ago, I found her lying on my marriage bed, rubbing her stomach and laughing. When I shouted, my husband told me to cool down. He just gave me money to buy a new bed sheet. I am asking myself, is it money I want or is it my respect? Now, the biggest problem is I am also pregnant. I am 2 months gone. I have not told my husband yet because I am so angry and heartbroken.
So she's saying that she's also pregnant 2 months and the woman is pregnant 1 month. So you both got pregnant at the same time. See, when they use these AI scripts, they don't really think about it because they ask AI to generate a storyline for them. And AI just sometimes makes stuff and makes a lot of mistakes too.
I am supposed to travel next week to start my studies at the university.
Why would you travel next week to start your studies at a university and you're broke? You ain't paying for nothing. So how are you starting your studies at the university? Again, it's a fake story, guys.
I go to school. I will leave this girl alone in my house with my husband. She will take over my kitchen, my room.
She would take over your kitchen? If that's his other wife or other woman, it's not your kitchen if it's your husband's house and you all live there. So what do you mean take over your kitchen? Like, this doesn't make any sense because it's an AI story.
My man completely. But if I stay to fight for my house, I will lose my chance to go to school and better my life. My heart is heavy. Now I don't really know if I should tell my husband I am.
Why would she say if I fight for my house, I may end up losing my opportunity to go to school to better my life if the husband is the one providing her life, her lifestyle? Does that make any logical sense? It don't make no sense. She sounds like a single woman who's trying to get her education to move on with her life. Listen to it again.
Husband, she will take over my kitchen, my room, and my man completely. But if I stay to fight for my house, I will lose my chance to go to school and better my life. My heart is heavy. Now I don't really know if I should tell my husband I am also pregnant.
Why would you deceive your husband by telling the viewers, I don't know if I should tell my husband that I am pregnant? But yet you're complaining about a mistress that's at the house, but you're being deceptive. Sounds to me like maybe you got pregnant by another man. Do you see how that story plays out? It's already dishonest because it's an AI story. And that's what FumiDesaluVoid used in her video to mislead women.
So he can see that I am also special? Or do I go to school and leave my house for this girl to take over? Or I should just pack my bags and leave this marriage entirely?
How are you going to leave a marriage and go where when you don't even have a place to live? Does that make sense? You're going to pack your bags to go where? You're broke. You don't have a job. You don't even have an education. How are you going to survive? Again, the script don't make no logical sense.
Please help a sister. Advise and guide me through this. I don't want to lose my mind.
She's telling you to give her advice. That's how they get you on social media. No real woman comes online telling you this kind of crazy story in hopes that you give them advice. Now that you heard that, listen to this next story now. Another fake story. Listen to this.
I got pregnant 9 years ago when I was dating my current husband. And the question...
She said she got pregnant 9 years ago when she was dating her current husband. And this video was posted March 7th. Do you see the discrepancies? Do you see how it's fake, guys? Listen to it again. Let me rewind it back to the top. Check it out.
I got pregnant 9 years ago when I was dating my current husband.
I got pregnant 9 years ago when I was dating my current husband. In the first video, she said she was married for 3 years. You don't see that these stories are fake?
And the question of marriage came up. I wasn't working at the time. He told my family and me that he didn't want to have a civil marriage without giving a reason. My parents tried to talk to him. I cried. I begged him several times to legalize our marriage, but he strongly refused to go to the courthouse. I even involved his family members to help convince him, but they said he was old enough to make his own decision. He also refused to have a religious marriage because my church require a civil marriage certificate, so we only had a traditional marriage. Later, I got tired and gave up. I was hurt and broken, but I decided to stay with him just to avoid the shame for me and my family for having a child out of wedlock. My father was angry.
For having a child out of wedlock. Did you catch that? These stories are fake AI-generated slop, garbage. And that's the stuff that FumiDesaluVoid is using to try to make you believe she's giving you real video content. That's crazy.
Disappointed in him, but it didn't bother him. Because of this, my father swore to make me an...
Let's get the likes to 170. We got 176 in the building. Let's get those likes up, guys. Support the work.
Independent and accomplished woman, with or without him. After the birth of my baby, my father helped me get a job at a multinational company, and things started to improve for me.
So now she said that she got a job at a multinational company. That wasn't how it was in the newer video. In the newer video, she says she's going to be going to a university. You see that? All lies, guys.
now take care of myself and secure my future. Even though I married my husband, I never truly forgave him. It led me to not put anything in his name. We now have 3 children together.
Now she got 3 children. I'm telling you, man, it's crazy. So she have 3 children, and this is all within the same month.
But all my assets are in my children's name.
She said all her assets are in her children's name. What assets? What assets? Because in the other video, she said everything that is hers belonged to the husband. That's why the other mistress is able to use her clothes and use her remote control and use her kitchen. But she's talking about assets. Assets? Sounds like she got property and this and that. She don't got no assets. This is made up content.
I even designated him as my official next of kin. Last month, my company decided to transfer me to a branch in Texas. And
a branch in Texas? This content is coming from Africa. They're not in Texas. That's a lie. That's a lie. That's how you know it's AI generated. They want it to fit the American listener, because if you listen to the narrative and the storyline of this script, it's not something that would resonate with someone in Africa. That would infuriate people in the United States. You get it? Because most women in the United States, they fall under monogamy and they're looking for a monogamous relationship. At least that's what they expect, and it never work out that way.
Are willing to pay for my whole family to move with me. My husband's business is not doing well, so he also wants to move. But
now her husband's business is not doing well. That's another lie, because in the other video, he's the provider man and he got all these women pregnant. You see that? But it's trying to paint her now as this successful woman. But this is all AI generated. Who is she cooking for? Look at that. Look at all of this here. Who's she cooking for? Is that some sort of restaurant somewhere or a kitchen or whatever? I don't know. But that's a lot of cooking for some kids. You know? It's just made up slop.
Have no legal certificates proving we are married. Now he wants us to go to the courthouse.
Notice she keeps pouring food in here and it remains the same height. She keep dipping that spoon in that pot and pouring it in here, and it's not filling up, guys. It literally is not filling up. Let me rewind it back, because I'm looking at it and I'm like, this doesn't make any sense. Watch this.
He also wants to move, but we have no legal certificates proving we are married. Now he wants us to go to the courthouse to legalize our marriage. And I said, no. My father even threatened to disown me if I agree to.
She said her father threatened to disown her. But then she tell you that the parents of the mistress that they disown her to, same script. They just tweaked it a little bit.
To the courthouse with him. He introduces me everywhere as a bad wife who is not loyal to her husband, and he also speaks poorly of my family. His family members calls me to try to convince me, but I told them that I am old enough to make my own decisions, and I remain firm, just as he did with me 9 years ago. I need advice.
9 years ago, but I thought she was married 3 years.
Please send us a mail at talktobrindaline@gmail.com. You can.
That whole voice is AI generated, guys. That's a synthetic voice. That is not a real person. I've been doing content for years. I know AI content when I see it and hear it. You can't fool me with that. That is not even how a Nigerian person sound. It has a little bit of the accent, but it's not authentic. It's a synthetic voice.
Also get the mail address on my page or DM me to share your stories with me. Thank you so much, guys. Please follow, like, and comment. Bye.
Now watch this next clip. Check this out.
In the midst of my husband's indifference and unfaithfulness, I sought comfort in another man's arms.
What? In the midst of what? You found comfort in another man's hands? This doesn't even make any sense now. This makes no sense. Listen to this mess.
In the midst of my husband's indifference and unfaithfulness, I sought comfort in another man's arms. I tried everything to avoid this situation, but I couldn't. After 13 years together, my husband has changed so much that I barely recognize him.
After 13 years, what? 13 years later, Guys, these stories are fake. They're literally fake content. And that's what Fumi is publishing on her platform. Fake content for the viewers. Absolutely sick, man. You should not be posting fake content. That's why we are literally debunking the lies and understanding that the accountability report is designed to give the viewers the education they need to know when content is real from fake. And what we try to do is make the viewer recognize that certain YouTubers are not authentic. They're not giving you real content. They're taking fake stories and they're trying to pass it off to you like it's a real event that took place, and it's really not.
In the midst of my husband's indifference and unfaithfulness, I sought comfort in another man's arms.
If you found comfort in another man's hands, then you committed adultery. What makes you any different than the mistress that he was with in that other video? You see how we caught her? Let's go.
Tried everything to avoid this situation, but I couldn't. After 13 years together, my husband has changed so much that I barely recognize him. As a mother of 4 children, I have tried my best.
As the mother of 4 children. I thought she had 3. As the mother of 4 children. This video was made April 4th. April 4th. Think about this, guys. The other videos were in March. This is April. March, April, May. Ain't this crazy? So within 1 year, you had 4 kids. Does that make sense?
But at 36 years old, he sees me as too old for him. He craves the company of younger women. He provides for our children.
She says she's 36 and he craves the company of younger women. That's the play with the emotions of women in today's day who are older, and a man typically would get with a younger woman. There's a reason why a man would get with a younger woman, because that's the natural order. A man is going to get with a younger woman for reproduction. It don't make no sense. If a man is trying to have kids with a woman, he's not going to get with a woman who's 55 years old. No man is walking around saying, I got to get with me a woman who is menopaused so that I can build a family with. No, he's going to get with a younger woman who's in her prime that he can breed up.
Financially, but he disregards me completely. We used to make love once a month, but now there's nothing.
She said she used to make love with her husband once a month, but now there's nothing. Does that make sense? Once a month? That's crazy.
Years old. He sees me as too old for him. He craves the company of younger women. He provides for our children financially, but he disregards me completely.
She said he provides for her and the children, but in the previous video, she said that his business is doing bad.
To make love once a month, but now there's nothing. The loneliness is crushing me. Today, another man wants me, and I'm torn between my happiness and my children.
So she's claiming that they used to make love once a month, which is ridiculous, and now there's nothing, and because of that, another man wants her, and she's willing to get with a new man.
What did I do? This man has caused me so much pain.
This man has caused me so much pain. This is madness, fam. Like this, all the content on that Instagram page is AI generated. None of it is real. It's 100% fake. And FumiDesaluVoid is using fake AI content to mislead the viewers as if though she's giving them a real story that you can learn from. If you go to that Instagram page and actually listen to all that garbage, you would automatically know it's all fake. Every story on that Instagram is AI generated. Nothing is real. And my job is to bring awareness to the fact that she's not authentic, guys. She's not authentic or sincere in the content that she's delivering to you. She's going and find fake content and trying to react to it. Now, what's crazy is she's using, right, the videos from Instagram. She don't own the videos, but she's using them to do reaction videos. When I reacted to her video, I'm doing reaction videos, but she filed 3 copyright claims against me, alleging that I'm infringing her copyright. but she's using that content to do reaction videos. Now, why is it okay for her to use that content for reaction videos under fair use? But when I reacted to her, she didn't give me the same respect. That's why I said when it comes to the Ashley Janae case, you cannot trust her, guys, because she's using AI content. She's not being real. She's not. And she's only focusing on American Black women and stories about the deaths of American Black women. And she's not even talking about women in the United Kingdom. You would think that she would be talking about crime stories in the United Kingdom, you know? You would think that she would be focusing on that. She recently tried to, where she was talking about 3 women that were drowned or some nonsense like that. She's trying to blend into it because I was the one that told you guys why she's not talking about people where she's living. How come you don't see her talking about white people? How come you don't see her talking about a white woman died? A white woman, you know, she don't even talk about them. She's focusing on American Black women because she want to, I guess, she want that demographic of women watching her page. And I need for you ladies to be very educated to recognize the grift. This is AI content. That's AI. AI generated. It's not real, you know? But she was talking about the video like it's real and misleading the viewers. So that's all I got for you today. I'm just gonna continue to do my content, break these videos down. We'll have another episode of the accountability report where we pretty much talk about these particular issues along with my original content that I do, because it's all about accountability, guys. We cannot support fake content. It doesn't even make any sense. Like, you as a viewer, you would want to watch something that's real, not a fake story, you know? We need real content, real messages. That's why I try to talk to the people and be real. It's like if I'm talking about relationships and dating, and I try to keep it real with the viewers and not be fake. You know, I always tell the ladies, stop being offended when I'm doing my content. Like, we're grown adults, you know what I mean? Like, there's no time to be offended. If I'm in front of all you ladies and we're having a conference and I'm talking about these issues, it would be sad that if I'm speaking, having a speaking engagement, and everybody's upset with me while I'm trying to give you information to help you. That doesn't make no sense. It's like, I don't know what it is with social media, but it's difficult to communicate with people because they think that you're always attacking them. And the thing is, I don't know you personally. The best thing to do is just take the information, do better for yourselves, make the right choices, and avoid fake people. Avoid people that are trying to keep you single. Avoid YouTube platforms that are always telling you that men ain't ish, men are dusty, men are bad, men are trash. Like, that type of content is toxic. It's toxic. And if you're a man, avoid content creators that are always telling you that women are no good and all women are gold diggers, women ain't ish. Like, don't listen to that garbage, man. That stuff is poison. That is poison content designed to keep you single and miserable your whole life. You don't want to listen to that poison. You know, you really don't. You want to be on point. You want to get good content that's going to educate you, stimulate your thoughts, and make you a better person. So that being said, we're going to get up on out of here. I'm going to go do some pre-recorded videos in my SUV and pretty much upload those videos for the community so they can learn from those topics as well. We're going to still talk about the Ashley Janae case, but I'm going to branch out into other stories and other news that is going on in the world, because there's a lot of stories that's going on that I haven't even covered because I'm so committed to the case with Ashley Janae. But we're going to branch into other topics as well as keep you posted on what's going on. So I hope you enjoyed the stream. I hope that this type of video resonated with the viewers and you're able to learn something from it. Always fact check the content that people publish, because a lot of people be putting out fake news, fake stories. And I believe that, you know, as a content creator, you need to build trust with your viewers. I understand that you guys, you have busy lives, you work, you go to your 9 to 5, you do what you got to do, you deal with a stressful day, and sometimes you just tune into social media to kind of just let some time go by, relax a little bit. The last thing I want to do is lie. The last thing I want to do is manipulate the viewer. And I appreciate my viewers that rock with me, the viewers that actually support my show, because that helps me to grow. And the last thing I want to do is be dishonest with the viewers. I believe that credibility is very important, and building trust with the community is very important. If the viewers don't trust you, um, it's not going to help you in the long run. The viewers have to be able to know that you're a credible source when you speak, you're an authority on different topics, and they look forward to actually seeing your videos, you know, and that's something that a lot of content creators don't focus on. And instead, they lie to their viewers all the time. And the reason why most YouTubers are upset with me is because I hold them accountable. On YouTube and on various social media platforms, a lot of influencers are only concerned with making money. They don't really care about their listeners. They lie to their viewers. And I think that's just being a horrible person. It's like, why would you lie to the people that are actually supporting you, helping you to actually eat? Like, that doesn't make no sense. The last thing you want to do is lie to the people that rock with you. You need to be honest with them so that they can respect you for who you are, and they look up to you for your advice and your commentary. And that's what builds trust with the viewers. And that's something that I've been working on for a long time, is building trust with my listeners, because I understand that I got all sorts of listeners, all sorts of backgrounds, and we all think differently. We all have different belief systems. I can't assume everybody think like me. So I got to make sure that when I'm communicating, that I'm able to reach everybody. Doesn't mean everybody's going to agree with me. Some of y'all might watch my content and you don't like the way I say things, or maybe you don't like when I cuss, or you don't like my tone, and I get it. It is what it is. But over time, once you understand my character, you understand my passion, then you'll begin to appreciate why I do what I do, why my content is the way it is, and you know, you'll gain from it, and that the credibility of me speaking on topics, you will begin to realize that, wow, this man is actually taking the time to break videos down and get to the truth. I respect that. You know, that is what I'm striving for, is building trust with the listeners so that they know that when I speak on a topic, I'm very, very serious about what I'm talking about. I'm not just making up content to get clicks and views. You know, I don't get hundreds of thousands of views anyway. You know what I'm saying? And it's because I don't lie. A lot of content creators have to lie in order to get the views. They got to make up fake stories. I don't believe in doing that, because once you find out that something is fake and I published it, my credibility goes out the window. And once you disappoint your listeners and your viewers, they won't rock with you no more. So it don't pay to lie, man. Be honest with the listeners and they'll reward you. Be dishonest with the listeners, they will punish you. Just that simple. So shout out to everybody that support the show, everybody that rock with the platform. We appreciate you for stopping by and listening to the content. We have a lot of things coming up, a lot of things that I'm working on. Some things will just be a surprise when it happens, and it is what it is, you know. So let me see. Somebody says I was waiting for the Fumi, the Fumi voice, laughing out loud. Maybe another day, haha. I appreciate you. Yeah, you know, I do that voice to add some humor. You know what I mean? And I normally do it when I'm reacting to her when she's talking about the Ashley Janae content. Like, I got about 2 or 3 more reaction videos I got to do with her videos. I'm gonna try to get them videos out today, probably. Just that I'm very busy. So like when I'm doing those shows, I always go into my comedy routine where I like put on those voices and whatnot. And I know it probably pisses her off and make her mad. Sometimes it gets certain listeners mad. They get upset with me and whatnot. I'm like, look, man, you gotta have a sense of humor. You know what I'm saying? Like, it don't make no sense. Everybody's uptight and mad all day. Like, laugh a little bit. You know, people deal with stressful days at work all the time. You need some laughter. You know, but I'm going to get into some more of my content. Make sure you watch the video section as well for my reflection content, where I talk about protecting your solitude, your peace, your energy. It's very important that you do that. I'm going to upload some videos in regards to that later on today. I'm actually going to go work on some in a few and do that content, because I'm working round the clock all day. I'm busy all day, and it's a lot that's on my plate that I got to do. But I got to get to work. I got to do what I got to do. So it is what it is. Appreciate you guys once again for stopping by. We're going to continue to do this content. Make sure you always hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, share the videos with friends, let them know about Ringo TV, so that we can keep this movement going with this truth and holding people accountable and doing our investigative news report. There's a lot of stories I got to cover, a lot of crime stories, a lot of mysterious deaths, a lot of people just getting unalive mysteriously, and nobody's really speaking about these particular issues. So we're going to be covering these stories. Hopefully you tune in and these videos resonate with you. So until then, peace and blessings to the mods in the chat, Caramel, Kim, and Kim, all of the new supporters, new subscribers, viewers, cloud watchers. It is what it is. Appreciate everybody. If you're on the road, drive safe. Don't speed on the road, guys. Wear your seatbelt. Don't road rage, even though I know people get you pissed off. Sometimes I get pissed off when I'm on the road and people are driving ultra slow. You know, it could be a damn 55 mile per hour limit, and somebody could be driving 35 miles per hour in a 55. And I'm like, bro, I got somewhere to go, man. What are you doing? It'll make you start to cuss a little bit while you're on the road, but you know, sometimes you just gotta just stay cool, you know what I mean? Even though the person pissing you off, man. Because I know that happens with a lot of you. And then when that person finally make a turn, you just floor it and you be gone. I know that's true. But anyway, I'll catch you in the next one. So rate, comment, and subscribe. I'm out of here. Y'all take care. Peace and blessings. We out.